The thing that I would say to anyone who is dealing with harassment or any sort of one of those claims, in order to protect yourself from someone coming after you for botching a harassment investigation or not handling properly. Number one, you've got to have a good solid policy in your policy manual about
Okay.
what harassment is, who they need to report it to, and so on. And that's the second piece, is having a very clear person, not just this vague thing of, oh, you need to report it to someone. It's like, who
Hmm.
is the person you report harassment to? That's number two. Number three is you've got to make it a priority. So I can't tell you how many times we've had clients call us and they say, yeah, my employee just said she feels harassed by the UPS driver who keeps hitting on her, but I'm leaving on vacation, so can I deal with this in a couple weeks? And in the meantime,
Oh,
this person will keep working and will keep getting deliveries. That's not making it a priority. So you need to make it a priority, because if you're seen to just be kind of sweeping this under the rug and ignoring it, that's a problem. Number four is you need to do an investigation. You need to talk to the employee, talk to other employees. You need to interview everyone, get little statements, of sort of what people's, opinion is on this situation, whatever it is. So you do an
hmm.
investigation. The last piece that is super critical is you have to make a decision, and you have to inform the employee or the parties involved what your decision is. And if you have all five of those things in place and you do it all in good faith and so on, there have been cases where an employer does all of that and the employee or the person still brings a claim with the state labor board. State labor board does their own investigation and the labor board comes to their own conclusion. And there have been cases where the labor board comes to a different conclusion, meaning the labor board says, well, you decided not to fire this person. We think they should have been fired, or vice
Really?
versa, or something. And what the labor boards have said in a lot of these cases is, you would think that the labor board would then levy a fine or a penalty against the practice for not coming to the quote correct decision.
Uh-huh.
But in a lot of these cases, the practice does not get fined because they went through the process, they did all the steps that they're supposed to do, and they did it in good faith. So the
Okay.
fact that they came to a decision that the labor board doesn't necessarily agree with, they didn't get in trouble for it. So
Wow.
it's one of those things, though, where if you don't have those steps in place, or you're playing it real loose, or you kind of go, well, this associate dentist really produces a lot, and, they're
Yeah.
really financially benefiting the practice. And so, I know the assistants don't like working with them, but I'm going to kind of sweep it under the rug. Those kinds of things do come back to bite the practice, because the labor
Yeah.
board's like, yeah, you didn't do a real investigation.
Wow. So, yeah, you're right. Because I could see the rationalization happening like, well, this is a great associate. She does a good job. Or I haven't been able to find a hygienist. We finally have a hygienist. And now you want me to get rid of, him or her. And I could see that happening totally. So, managers, I hope that you're listening really. And I'm sure your jaw is wide open like mine is. Because, first of all, I didn't know the Labor Relations Board could come back and say, hey, you should have fired that person. Like, that's mind blowing to me. Would you like to hear more? Follow the link for the full episode.